Hi there, I'm Katsumi, and this is a collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So, there's some sort of triumphant energy coming through today, okay? And there's like a long distance runner finally crossing the finish line in that energy, okay? And right now, the word coming through is victory. I'm also hearing that you endured the hardest part, okay? Now it's time for the reward. Let's find out what other messages are coming through. So, yeah, it seems to be that you're in this sort of mindset of the office room, okay? Something to do with your agility. Kind of makes sense with that long distance runner vibe, which is interesting to see here. There's some sort of insight, some sort of transformation that you're gaining through this sort of marathon that you're running, okay? It doesn't feel like a sprint, it feels like something that you are preparing for the finale of, okay? And you start in some sort of position that it feels like a bit of a struggle, okay? Something to do where you're in this Five of Pentacles energy where you have a bit of hardship, okay? You have a little bit of exclusion coming through. You might have been isolated from certain parties, certain situations as you were trying to traverse this marathon, okay? And many options began to come your way in your environment. After you kind of just picked up and left in a certain environment, options presented themselves to you in such a way because you kind of lit a spark within you during this cold period of your life, okay? Something to do with this Ten of Pentacles bringing forth a sense of stability. Maybe this thing sparked in you, you wanted stability. Maybe you were thinking about stability. Maybe you received stability from something, someone, somewhere. Okay. And it really brought a lot of options to your, I heard, to your front. Okay. Frontal. I don't know. That might be of significance. But something is in your front hemisphere. Okay. Something to do with these options are presenting themselves because of some sort of stability that was given to you. Okay. This might have been stability given in the home, stability because of legacy. Okay. Maybe you received some sort of inheritance. Maybe you received some sort of windfall, like some sort of advice of some kind. Okay. Maybe someone saw you down in your luck and wanted to pick you up again, is what I'm hearing. Okay. It definitely feels like you are on some sort of triumphant journey. Okay. It wasn't easy in the beginning, but it looks to be like you're picking up and catching speed, catching momentum. It kind of reminds me of this phrase, like when you hit the ground running. Perhaps you didn't feel like you were capable of hitting the ground running at the initial start, but nonetheless, it does get into this like momentum that kind of just ignites within you, okay? It ignites inspiration, a sense of faith. You have some sort of renewal in your dreams coming through as well, okay? I'm also feeling with this 7 of Cups energy in your landscape, okay? It feels as though there's a lot of like temptations around you, okay? But you're choosing things wisely. You're still being daydreamy about certain choices, but you're not trying to fall into illusions because you were already trapped in the place of that. I'm hearing you see over some sort of fence or bridge. Oh, one sec. Yeah, sorry about that. Where was I? So yeah, you kind of are like over this bridge, okay, or some sort of fence. You see that there's things on the other side. It's almost like you might know that the grass could be greener on the other side, but there are so many like temptations around you that kind of just like make you almost like wary of potentially jumping over that fence, jumping over some sort of elements. Yeah, because you don't want to put yourself in this mode of the Nine of Swords, okay? Something to do with overthinking a choice, a selection of a choice, a selection of an opportunity that could spiral you, I heard, back into some sort of guilt, anxiety, some sort of grief, okay? Make you overthink what's coming for you, okay? But you're really being agile in all of these I'm hearing thoughts, these thought processes, okay? Something to do with some sort of change is going to be your secret career acceleration, okay? So it's like you're perhaps doing this in your career, perhaps doing this in your relationships, your partnerships, okay? You're leaning into the discomfort of things with this office room so you can discover the potential, but you're not trying to put all of your eggs in one basket. And I guess to perhaps prevent yourself from going back into that Five of Pentacles energy that you perhaps don't want to rekindle the mindset of the environments, okay? things that just felt like were bringing you struggle. Ooh, something to do with this Ten of Swords wanting to stay here. But you do have Four of Pentacles backing up that High Priestess, but something to do with some sort of impact that you're making with the selection of your choice. You're being very wise, okay? It feels as though there's going to be some sort of person or people to help you. Perhaps these are your spirit guides. Perhaps you're just receiving insight from the universe around how you can best make the decisions towards your future, okay? Maybe you're listening in, you're tuning into those frequencies, okay? I'm also hearing that but while you're using your inner truth and knowing towards a specific situation or a selection of a choice, you're trying to not fall into some sort of irreversible ending. So you're utilizing that intuition of what happened before to prevent what could happen in the future, is what I'm hearing. So it's like you're kind of just using your discernment about things, okay? Things seem a little mysterious for you at times, and it's almost as though you endured some sort of struggle that wasn't meant to break you, okay, is what I'm hearing. It's something to do with like you're being prepared for a life that you couldn't reach before, people didn't want you to reach, okay? I'm also hearing that there's going to be individuals watching you from the sidelines, okay? Perhaps they're expecting you to stay in that position of the Five of Pentacles, okay? So when they saw you leveling up, you're shifting your mindset into the Ten of Pentacles, it's almost as though they were kind of, I don't know why, I heard the word cunning, okay? They're trying to be a little sneaky about their endeavors or their actions towards you. Oh, I'm actually supposed to put this here. It's interesting to see that. So you might have a little bit of Page of Swords in your social sphere, but the outward projection of what you are doing right now, people are almost like, I'm getting a sense that they're kind of curious about your actions. They're kind of being observant and sharp-minded about what you're doing. It's like your actions are causing some rippling effect in some social spheres, okay? It's like while they're on the sidelines, people are almost like, I'm getting like it's like they have their shield behind their back ready to go. It's almost like the people want to stab you in the back, okay? Expecting you to stay down, okay? Trying to turn your path into pain, okay? To prevent you from reaching this higher level of power, is what I'm hearing, okay? But you're using a lot of discernment with that High Priestess energy. And because of that, you're able to pretty much walk into that Three of Wands, that a sense of expansion, a sense of foresight, okay? Growing and exploring. I'm hearing that you're almost taking sail in this energy. It's like you're ready for a new horizon, ready for some new sort of journey to like almost like reveal itself, because you looked at all the choices in your previous existing environment, okay? Perhaps even in the present moment, and you perhaps are still looking for new opportunities. It's like you still want more while you're going through that hopeful healing phase. You're going through the renewals. You're hoping for some sort of miracle to find its way to you. Okay, so you're kind of keeping your wits about you is what I'm hearing. There's going to be some sort of, Ten of Cups, Ten of Wands energy. So when you are in this mode of celebration, right? People are going to be trying to fight you off, okay? Create some sort of conflict, some sort of you versus them, they versus you. Everyone's versing each other, okay? It's going to be a lot of chaotic energy, but nonetheless, you still come out of it in that sense of Ten of Cups energy. But it's like, it's so weird to see like people fighting while you're in this victory moment. It's as though you may not see this fight happening in the background. You might get a little bit of slivers here and there. You might hear through the grapevine that people are having issues about your success, about your victory. But this Ten of Cups energy just shows that you're in fulfillment, harmony, and bliss, okay? It feels as though you're in this like energy with the rest of the collective. Like the collective's energy just feels like you're ready to keep it moving, keep it pushing, is what I'm hearing, despite all of the things you're overcoming in the background, okay? I'm hearing people have to kind of accept where you are going in your life as well, okay? It's like you did the work, you did the healing. People need to kind of like drop their swords, is what I'm hearing there, okay? In that energies, okay? So yeah, now that you are kind of just like ignoring all of the chaos in the background, which is so crazy, it's like people are really fighting it out over here in the battlegrounds. Six of Pentacles energy kind of just surfaces through. It's because of your reciprocity. While you are naturally accepting things into your life, you're also giving to others, okay? It's like you don't want people to stay in that negativity. It's almost like you want to share the board with people, okay? You want to share in the victory of what it is that you are acquiring, but you're still using your discernment, you know what I mean? It's like finally you've arrived at this moment and it's kind of like undeniable, like the sun, okay? You do have some strength coming through. Kind of wanted to put that strength in the outcome position, but you do have one position left here. So with the strength, you do have a sense of like your final breakthrough is that you do come out of this in this very strong, very structured, I'm hearing mentality, okay? This could be not only in the mental but also in the physical, where you're now courageous, you're calm. People see a calm disposition. I'm hearing deposit. I don't know why. I heard deposit, but you have some sort of inner strength that you've perhaps deposited into the certain interactions that you're having, okay? It's coming across like compassion, okay? It's coming across very restrained, okay? Someone who's really got themselves together. Yeah, so let's find out what other energies are coming through for this final outcome here. But yeah, nonetheless, ooh, okay. We do have 10 of Wands energy backed up by the Queen of Wands, okay? So 10 of Wands, Queen of Wands, definitely giving me that vibe of like, you've gone through a lot of burdens and pressure, okay? There's going to be a lot of responsibility and stress because of the people around you are going to kind of keep going at you is what I'm hearing, okay? Something to do where it's like the real reason you had to struggle was to understand that perhaps life is just full of struggles in itself, okay? There's a lot of options, there's a lot of temptations, and you just have to make the choices that best reflect the journey you want to take. It kind of is like I don't know why I heard the word free for all, okay? There's going to be a lot of people in the midst that are trying to brew things up because they want what you have. They want what's coming for you, what's planned for you, but they don't realize that you struggled to get to where you are. You did the work, you did the inner work, and nonetheless, you do come out into some sort of Knight of Pentacles. It's interesting to see that. You have Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Like, it kind of gives a vibe of like, I was definitely getting lessons learned for sure. It's nice to see that being solidified in the frequencies there. But that Queen of Wands, it's kind of like you are confident, okay? You are creating and cultivating in that warm, passionate, fiery energy. And in doing so, you do reach your Knight of Pentacles in your final outcome, where you do have some sort of like routine about you, some sort of commitment towards your stability, towards your wealth and resources, okay? You are taking better care of yourself, is what I'm hearing. And it's because you have this sort of wisdom that you've gained over time through completing these cycles in your life. You've been able to grow through these experiences. You've been able to manifest in these experiences. You've been also able to detach in these experiences as well. You're going to come into some sort of big break, okay? It makes sense why you had to go through all of this struggle to get to where you are today, so that you can reflect back and think about almost like it's almost like looking back at yourself with a sense of nostalgia that you knew you had to go through these experiences to be who you are today, to get to where you are today, okay? Because now you're having some sort of career turning point, lifestyle turning point, some sort of major opportunity coming to you, okay? It feels like you were fending off a lot of hectic energy, okay? I don't know why. I heard the words like swatting flies for some reason, okay? You might have been, I'm hearing flies on the wall. You know, like when people say, oh, I'm just gonna be a fly on the wall? Maybe that might be of significance, okay? Something to do where maybe that has something to do with these unclear boundaries. People are kind of like flies on the wall. They're having mixed signals towards you, okay? More than friends, less than lovers, what are we? Or just kind of keeping tabs on you, okay? It's almost as though it's like people were just wanting to know where you were going to go, but they didn't expect you to rise after all the noise and chaos that they created for you, okay? That's kind of what I'm getting there. Ooh. And so, yeah, you're going to come into some big payday, okay? This might be in the spiritual, physical, okay? In the physical realm. Perhaps even just like some sort of celebration. You did get that 10 of Cups energy, okay? Despite all the craziness coming through, people are going to be able to see your success. I'm hearing when you reach this success, don't tell anyone, okay? I'm also hearing that. This is kind of like a hero's journey where it's like you go through these, I'm hearing these paths filled with serpents, okay? And they're almost like trying to bite you every step you take. But as you traverse forward, it's like you're checking in with yourself to maintain your high level of frequency is what I'm hearing, okay? It's like, ooh, payback. That's interesting. It's like the consequences are returning, okay? So what people did to you, I'm hearing there's some sort of karmic debt that you paid, and now they also have to pay it too. You know what I'm getting here too? It's almost as though people try to play some sort of, I don't know why. It could be people tried to take photos of you, do some sort of voodoo magic or something like that, that they put some sort of frequency into. Okay, that might be of significance, something to do with what goes around comes around. So I'm hearing that perhaps they try to almost like tie their energy to certain consequences they wanted you to face, but it turns back on them. I'm hearing that too. I am hearing that you're living in the love and light, so that's good. And you're just kind of utilizing your intuition. You knew it, okay? You might have ignored it in the beginning, but now that you understand that there was some sort of self betrayal to yourself, you're just kind of like, this is interesting, vanished while meditating. It's almost like you're kind of, you face some sort of mind fog for a little bit, okay? You might have had some sort of awareness collapse for a bit of time where you weren't quite sure about those options or what people were trying to do to you or towards you. But I'm hearing you're doing some sort of vanishing act for some reason. I don't know why. Vanishing act, some sort of meditation practice might be of significance here. Okay. Oh, we're getting this again from the other day. I do recall seeing this. Something about minimization, escapism, self deception. Ooh, almost dropped that card. Compulsion and bad decisions. A lot of these energies are popping up again, so it's probably still in the mist within the collective energy here. But it feels as though people are having a lot of compulsive decisions, a lot of mind fog, a lot of things are coming to hearing coming to the something to do with it's like coming to the surface, okay? I also heard coming to the awareness of others, okay? I'm also hearing that this self-deception that might have been casted over perhaps you or trying to be almost like put a veil on you or something like that might be of significance, okay? To try to prevent you from seeing that you are a star, from you leaving some of these lessons that you already learned. I'm hearing people try to compulsively, continuously put you in this cycle that kind of feels like you could never leave it, okay? It almost feels like a family curse that you broke, okay? It feels like you went into this situation because this is what you already knew when you first started off. It's like you couldn't do anything in this position, but you knew you have worth. You knew that there's more for you to gain in this world is what I'm hearing, okay? You might have had I hear, some things along the lines of like having a spawn point that is not necessarily the best in your or not fitting or aligning to your best interest, okay? Something to do with spawning into this world with in a cold environment, okay? Having to really level yourself up lesson after lesson, okay? You might have faced similar lessons in the past life of yours, okay? I do hear and feel some sense of old spirits here, okay? Maybe some of you are old souls from the previous lifetimes, okay? You're kind of going through a lot of life cycles from your previous life, a lot of curses that perhaps are placed on you or on your family in past lives. But nonetheless, I do feel as though in this lifetime you've overcome quite a lot where you've been able to understand that the options placed in front of you could necessarily could be good for you, but also bad for you. And you're being very discerning, which allows you to be that star, allows you to heal, allows you to have faith because you're not allowing multiple choices. I'm almost hearing like, I don't know why I get materialism for some reason with that Seven of Cups, where it's like, you're not going to be bonded to temptations of what could be and what can't be. It's like you're being realistic is what I heard, okay? And because of that, you have this wisdom about you that is reliable, okay? And stable, which makes sense why you come out of this entire pathway with the Knight of Pentacles, which leads you to the Queen and the King of Pentacles, okay? So yeah, you're just kind of just going with the flow in your frequencies. You're reaching some sort of finish line. You're reaching some sort of crossing. It's going to be very victorious, okay? People around you are not going to expect this of you. People are not going to see you come out of this noise and rise to the occasion is what I heard. And there's some sort of finality that you're going to be feeling. So kind of just take in that positive energy. Allow your level of consciousness to raise to higher levels and proceed to continue on your journey with a sense of faith and renewed hope as you've been doing since the very beginning of time. So yeah, those are all the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If this reading resonated, consider showing your support by subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment down below. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, trust your path and let the universe work its magic.